Hello and welcome back to another episode of Language Player's video documentation series. In this episode, let's move on to the resources section and let's start with the learning path. Let's get started. To do that, let's go to the resources tab. And then the first tab that you see on the top is path. Path means learning path or Chinese learning path. So this page, this particular section of the website or the application helps you to plan your language learning journey all the way from just getting a hint of what the language is by learning with more Wikipedia and learning some useful phrases from Omniglot to HSK 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 7 to 8. And then it gives you a very conservative hours estimate of how many hours you have to spend studying the language in order to achieve Chinese mastery, and it's estimated at 8,800 hours. But again, this is mastery fluency, right? And at each level, it gives you an hour investment estimate. So it says this is about going to cost you 140 hours to study HSK 1, right? Vocabulary and syntax, grammar, etc. is 70 hours. And then you're going to spend 35 hours playing with language player, and you're going to spend 35 hours doing conversation practice, etc. right? So this is a very ballpark suggestion. Of course, there are many different ways of learning languages. All right, so for example, under the vocabulary and syntax section, we have this tab that says learn most common phrases in Chinese. You can actually tap on that, and it takes you to the phrase book. You can tap on any of these phrase books and learn these phrases, as we have talked about when we covered this feature in the dictionary section. If we go back and go back again, and let's continue our learning journey, you can see that we have also included links to our Chinese 0 to Hero HSK 1 course. Next to that is, of course, input with language player. You can press on this button to browse the videos. And let's come back. And eventually you're going to achieve this milestone of passing the Chinese proficiency test or HSK level 1 exam. And after you pass the HSK 1 exam, congratulations, now you can move on to HSK 2. Another time investment of 140 hours, etc., 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 and you repeat. And starting from HSK 2, we also recommend that you start taking italki lessons with a conversation partner or tutor or teacher over the internet, and practice your foreign language. And you can go through all these levels, and eventually you end up at the highest level, or HSK 7 to 9. And we also suggest you to read certain books in Chinese, etc. right? So this is a nice little learning path for you as you move up the levels. If you want to have an even more fine-grained way of planning your learning journey, you can go to the Me tab right here. And here we actually have a progress bar for you. So this 162 hours 8 minutes is how long I myself have spent in this section of the website, right? It says HSK 3, and that is my current level. Of course, I am not at HSK 3, I'm a native speaker, but if you are at HSK 3, then you can set this level to HSK 3. And then your next level, your next goal, of course, is HSK 4. If you think that you have put in more hours than this, you can always edit your hours right here by pressing on this button. You can manually enter your hours and set your hours to a certain number. And you can plan your learning in an even more fine-grained way by pressing on this link right here. What do the numbers even mean? If you press on that, it will say that if you spend this much in language player learning Chinese, once you log 280 hours, you will most likely reach HSK 4. So you've got this much to go toward your next goal, right? And if you want to plan that, if you have a weekly goal, if you log 3 hours a week, then you can reach HSK 4 in just 94 weeks, or about 1 year and 10 months, okay? So 3 hours a week. If you can do maybe 2 hours a day, then you can put in 14 hours a week. Then you can reach HSK 4 much quicker in just 20 weeks, or about 5 months, right? So this is a quick planner for you, and we also encourage you to use language player as much as you can to get as much input as you can so that you can move up the levels even faster. All right, so that's how the learning path works in Language Player. I'll see you in the next video.